Good evening, everybody. My apologies. I was having a little bit of a backstage chat with some of my guests. Completely lost track of the time. So I've titled this "Build a Harley-Davidson Issue Pack 15 2 question mark." What's actually going to happen tonight is I've got 4 packs of Harley, which I'll work on, and if we get them all done, brilliant. If we don't, we don't. Be a couple of little updates for you relevant to a Saturday night, and I've got 3 guests for you. So what I'll do is they're very patiently waiting to come in, so I will just introduce them. I can't think what order to introduce them in, so I will introduce them the way they came, in the order they came in backstage. So first of all, we've got Adrian Langley. Hello.
Hi, Penny. Good evening, all.
How are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Good. So the second person to join us was Chris Davies.
How are we all?
And lastly, well, not lastly, but the latest person to join us is Dave Say.
Legend, Dave Say.
Hello, Dave Say.
How are you, Dave?
So tonight is basically going to be a little bit of a build. We're just going to sort of sit and chat. We might talk bollocks tonight. We might talk something serious. Who knows with us? But if you may, I'd like to show you a little update. I was having a chat with my Adrian's just sorting this. I think it's Adrian sorting his headphones out. I don't know if you've seen this or not, but with the tractor, I'm gonna steal the stage for the moment. Right. So part of the tractor is doing a wheel and a tire, and I just basically you put the tire on like that, and whoa, that's how it goes. I kind of had a little bit of an experiment. I will be bringing a video out in the next couple of days. What if you don't have flexible filament? You can't afford it, or your printer can't handle it. Obviously, what might be handy is doing the prints all together. Now, you could arrange them on the print bed, but you've got to get them to the 10th of the millimeter spot on, or they look wrong. So I had a little play, and the result, I think, came up really, really nice. So this is difficult to see with the light, but this is one piece tire and wheel. It is solid PLA, so it doesn't flex like flex material. But if you did that, say for example, if you were doing a red tractor, you could print that in red and then paint the tire bit black. But I actually quite like this, so I might be going along with that. What do you guys think?
I'll probably paint the centre bit red.
Yeah, you could always do that, but it's a good alternative for people. You got to remember, flexible filament costs about 3 to 6 times more than PLA, and it prints very slowly. And some printers can't handle it because the way they thread the filament through, and because it needs a hot temperature, it can bugger some printers up. So I just thought we'll have a little look at that as an alternative. It is solid. And it probably won't have the grip that the plastic has. But yeah, I'm pleased with that result.
I think it looks good.
Yeah. It's not as good as this. It's really, really hard to do, but there we go. It's not as good as that. Flexible filament is cool. I don't care what you say. It is cool. And that obviously is not flexible. Now, anyone that was watching on Wednesday will, I believe, towards the end of the stream, we talked about an LED mod.
Yeah.
For the light.
Yes, that's correct. Yes.
What came in the post today. For some reason, I did think they were pre-wired, but they're not. It's not a major problem. So I've just broken that. And I'm really intrigued by these. I think they've got the tiniest there's like, it looks like they've got a little fleck of dirt in them. But I don't know, it must be a little microchip or something. So let me just show you this, because I think this is awesome. Or maybe it's just me. Maybe it's not awesome. Maybe I'm just like a little child who's got a new toy. So I'm not going to put a massive amount of voltage through because I haven't got resistor, but pop the bulb in there. That goes in there absolutely perfect.
Just like
We connect.
Yeah,
the,
don't do
actually,
5 volts this time. And
Pardon?
don't do 5 volts this time, as you did
No.
last time.
Well, I've got 25 of them just in case one or two goes wrong. So are you ready? Oh, let's turn the light out. I have no idea how the science works for this. It just works. Oops.
Oh, wow.
Isn't that cool?
that's awesome.
Yeah.
That really is orange. So I'm really happy with that. I mean, it's not as good as the old-fashioned little disc. It is obviously an LED, but it blinks like a hazard warning light.
Yeah,
Yeah.
But we were playing around with some bulbs the other night, and we because I've got these, and look at, you'll be surprised at this. You'll like this. So yellow bulb. Obviously, this isn't a blinking bulb. They are such a tight fit. You saw how difficult it was for me to remove that. Oh, I better turn the voltage down for this one, hadn't I? Let's try it on about 4, 3.5. Let's go for 3.5. Oh. No, I think 4.5 or 3.5 was a bit too much. I've just blown it. I've never heard. Oh God, that smell. I think I might have done a Ghostbusters there and crossed the wires.
Oops.
Yeah, that's probably why there's a bit of a smelly smell. Never mind. What's my get out clause? Oh, I make the mistake, so you don't have to.
That's a cross cap now.
Yeah. I think I've just blown that one as well. I'm not having a very good night here, am I? Right, let's try 1.5 volts. Might actually not been enough, but anyway, what I'm trying to do here is to show you that if you put a yellow bulb in that diffuser, it actually glows orange. There. Oh, hang on, I didn't put the diffuser on. That's actually quite orangey.
Yeah.
And the more you turn it up, the more red it goes. I mean, it actually looks a lot whiter on camera, but it looks quite orange. So we were tempted to buy another 25 bulbs in flashing yellow. But I'll be honest with you, I'm glad I didn't, because I think these ones are quite satisfactory, aren't they?
Yeah.
So, what I'll be saying to people probably on the next show is I'll be sending 5 bulbs to Horlicks, and I'll be sending 5 to Jason, and then that will leave me with 10 bulbs left over. So if anybody wants a bulb, I'll probably just say send me that self-addressed envelope, and I'll chuck a couple of bulbs in for you. So it'll be a little bit cheaper than you buying them, won't it? So what's the news then?
Usual.
Everybody goes quiet.
Well, I'm not happy about my route master from W8 Smith at the moment.
Oh, I think that's a common story lately, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, no one's commented on my hat.
I was going to try and comment earlier. Nice hat, yeah.
Harley.
I've
had this ages and I've never worn it. I just got it one month with my Harley.
Yeah.
And then about 2 months later, I got a backpack, and I thought I've got to ring them up, because I just said, look, I said, appreciate them. I said, but you're not charging me for them. I said, what's going on? And they said, well, we're actually doing away with magazines. You now have to download the instructions. So
Yeah.
it's like we're just chucking in any merchandise we've got. I also got a little model about that big of the very first Harley Davidson.
Oh, so-
You know, with the tomato tin carburetor. Anyone who watched my New Year quiz would already have known that, wouldn't they, Dave?
Yeah. Should have done.
Yeah.
It's pretty cool.
So
It was a long time.
I thought I might as
It was
well
a long
wear it.
time ago.
That was a long time ago. It was 8 months ago, nearly 9
Yeah.
months. So let me do a top down, and then I'll show you a very quick catch up on the Harley, and then I'll get the camera moved in. I am sorting my room out. I'm just not sorting out the areas I need to sort out. So this is where we're up to. I will show you.
I'm
Oh, the
picking up a
handlebar.
scratchy microphone. Is it yours, Penny?
Oh, am I a bit dodgy? Am I? Is that any better? 1, 2, 3, 4.
Yeah, it's still there. Is anybody else hearing it, or is it me?
Sorry, what are you hearing?
Scratchy microphone.
That's what he
So
because
that could be me.
Okay.
No,
Right.
it's coming
Oh,
from
sorry.
Penny.
Coldy Cart's just reminded me I've missed the chat, so I'll just quickly go through it now. So we've
Yeah.
got Gordy B says, "Good evening, Penny and everyone." He also says that he saw a motorcycle, and on the back of his shirt, if you can read this, my passenger's fallen off. I can top that, actually. I've seen a lady wearing a T-shirt, and on the back it says, "I didn't fall off, I ride my own." James Tubredy, he popped in would be about 3/4 of an hour ago. We've got Adrian Langley, we've got Dave Say, we've got Dave Milne, hello you. Gordy B again. Love Minis, hello, how are you? We've got Dave Mill, Chris Campbelling, he's popped in. He was wondering what happened to Bill. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out times and things, and since I've been on spare, I've ended up with so little time. Chris Campling's got issue 3 of the X-Wing today. Do you know, I keep thinking it's Sunday today. It just feels really strange. He's also said he's seen the Lego Star Destroyer. It's bigger than I thought. So James Tubredy has turned up on time as always. Smiley face. Matthew Baum has popped in. So Matthew Baum has issue Rootmaster 6 on order from eBay. Are they not doing back orders that far back, or have they just run out of stock? David Bassett's popped in. Hi, Dave. I'm really sorry I missed your birthday the other day, but happy birthday. Wonderful lad is David Bassett with a very, very good taste in football teams. Gordy B says, Dave Say the legend. And Caldecott Bus Spotters, hi, Penny. Yeah, Chris, you could use thinner walls to make it flexible. It won't actually make it flexible. If you use like one really thin wall, it's liable to break rather than be flexible. So Matthew Vaughan says there was no Rootmaster stream. There was on Wednesday. Yeah, and there will be on Wednesday. Fleetwood J, are you going to join us, Fleetwood J? Steve Graham says hello. Dave Mill, Matthew Borum. He's now subscribed to Horlicks. Yeah, make sure you subscribe to Horlicks, because my bills wouldn't be half what they are without Horlicks. Well, my bills wouldn't be half what they are without most people, actually, but especially Horlicks. Steve Graham, Adrian Lang with Steve Graham. Fleetwood J has received issue 80. Yeah. I remember issue 80 was the blinds. I remember my bag was slightly greasy. I was a little bit concerned. Yeah. We've got Marty McFly. Hello, everyone. Verwayne. Hello. James Tubredy back. I'm back, by the way. I forgot to post in chat. And then he says, "Oh, I did say something." So yeah, James Tubridy's made it on time, but he forgot that he's made it on time. Or he forgot that he said hello. Big hello to World and Mike.
Hi, Mike.
And so do you know what? I've not. Again, I keep thinking it's Sunday, so I've got no idea of the scores. But judging from that message, thanks, Penny. Wickham showed Man United how to beat Rochdale today. So I assume we won. And sorry, I've got to say it. It's my stream. I can say what I like. What about Wickham this year? I got to be honest with you. I thought with these rules on you've got these rules on financial fair play or something or another, and your total wage bill has to have something to do with your income. And I'm seeing a lot of teams get promoted. They make it up for a season or stay up, and then they just don't have the money to compete with the others for wage bills, and they end up dropping. And I really thought Wickham would have to fight hard against relegation. And before today, we were third in the table. Are we above Ipswich? Because we've got to beat Ipswich with their attitude. Oh, we'll walk all over you. Anyway, let's get on with what we're doing. Because I am trying to do. Oops, I've just hit share screen by accident.
What I got new different on me?
Pardon?
Has everyone noticed about me on the stream about difference?
Oh, let's have a quick look.
Go on, Zoe. Yeah.
He's got himself new glasses and he's well chuffed. Now they do look nice, actually.
And the internet's working tidy tonight as well, which is brilliant.
Yeah.
With all the problems.
Did you have you got a different prescription? I presume you had your eyes tested as well.
Yeah, I did. Yeah, Tuesday. Last week, Tuesday.
Right. Did you have a change of prescription?
Yeah, slightly different.
Oh.
Yeah.
Oh, David Bass. I love having people who support the same team as me. 3-0 away win. 2 goals from Fred and the Beast. Second behind Ipswich. That'll do me.
Yeah.
That will do me. I'm happy enough. Right. So we're only 20 minutes in, and I haven't shown you what we're up to. So this is what the I think we've done 14 packs, which is just over halfway. As you know, one of my, I won't say gripe or moan because it's such a fantastic piece and the parts are so large, but quite often we get here's a piece, put it to one side. So far we've built the front forks. We haven't got the wheel on yet, but we've got the handlebars and we've got bits of wire all ready to connect. There is obviously this on-off switch there, which I know there'll be someone go, well, that's not realistic. But, you know, if you're making a model and you've got these features on, you've got to do something like that. So that I'm really happy with. It has got a working throttle. And I believe that makes it do engine noises. So next up, we've got the engine so far. It's just wonderful and shiny, and I've got a finger mark on there. So you know, this is why you're getting a lot of parts. That's it compared to the size of my hand. It is 1:4 scale. So obviously, like you know, these parts you can't give away that whole engine for the price of one magazine. So you know, I don't think we actually built anything in the first 6 months, but now it's coming together. There's your fuel tank with a nice little protective bit on there. Your Fat Boy, I thought was awesome, Chris Campling. I really did enjoy that. And I love motorbikes. This is the front wheel, I believe.
Double one panel.
Again, pardon, Chris?
Is that the double one, or is that just a thin one?
It's I'm sure this is the front one because it's thinner. It's usually the front, but you think the front wheels are usually smaller than the back wheels. But I love the detail. because it's not got any air or anything, and I was a little bit worried about it. But once you've actually got it on, it really does hold up.
That looks awesome.
Yeah, because it obviously forms a seal once it goes on there. But when you take the tire off, it's so flexible, and that's what I was worried about. But it is fine. And then we've got a speaker box there. And we've got I forget what that's called now, completely forgotten now, but I'll just distract you with the shine. But it's the bit on the side where the chain will go through, and then you'll get yeah. And not needed for the build, but it was a nice touch. They gave us a little helmet for one of the issues. Oh, did I hit that? Oh, sorry. And then to give you an idea of the frustration of build a little tiny bit and store some parts away, this is my box of stored parts.
Loads.
These are all put them away for later parts. But I mean, look, you can't really. I mean, that's half of the frame. You can't give anything else away for that for one issue, can you?
Yeah.
It's so hard to do. But we are now getting to the stage where we get 3 parts in one issue. So I lost my train of thought there. Yeah, we tend to get sort of three issues now in one pack, and 2 issues tend to be do you know what? I'm sorry. I'm all over the show. Right, focus. Right, 2 issues tends to be here's some parts, put them away for later, and then 1 issue will be a build. So we are now starting to do stuff, and I've got 4 magazines to look through, and we'll see how we get on. So
yeah.
Jag's like that, is it?
Yeah, you get 1 issue, then you don't do nothing with it.
Yeah. Right, let me just open that up. Right, so I will do a right. So this is the last issue that I did. This is already on YouTube, and this will show us. I've lost it. Where are we? Right. So
I don't think you've done that one, Penny, yet. I don't think.
Yeah, it is on YouTube. So stage 44 was to do the rear suspension, and all we did was you just get the parts, and that's it. Absolutely nothing to do.
Yeah.
Stage 45 was to take the fuel tank, and then we get the leather cover and 4 screws, and then we attach that cover to the fuel tank. And then that was the end of that issue. But at least we did something. We screwed 4 screws in. And then stage 46, we just got the rear fender and we got some new screws. And that was it.
Yeah, remember it now, yeah.
But, yeah. So it's a little bit of something. I know it's only 4 screws. So what I'll do then is I will start on issue 15. And it's ever so slightly confusing. Is 15. What I'll do is I'll go through all of the instructions, and then I'll go back, and then we'll actually build it, if you guys don't mind.
No.
Right. So this is where I'm going to get confused. We have stage 47, and we need to take the rear fender that we got with the previous stage. We then need to take this spot the error here, the rear left indicator and bracket, which we're not actually getting until the next stage.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, and then we get the parts, which I will show you when we start it. But basically, we get the brake pedal, support, footrest, and spring. And then it's actually giving us the instructions on how to build it using the part from the next issue. And then issue 48, we will get that indicator. And then we need the parts that we won't actually get until the following month in stage 50. So it's a little bit confusing. If you are doing each stage as though the other stages don't exist yet, it's all backwards. And then we get the rear brake, which we don't. Oh, we do actually do something with that. So we get some parts, and we actually get to use the parts in that week.
This reminds me of
sorry, go on, Chris.
backwards like our country. That reminds me of.
So it reminds you of
What Brexit doing to us. Backwards.
okay, what? Telling us we've got to do something next month in this month.
No, they're saying, yeah, just going backwards like I'm not doing anything about it. That's what I mean.
Yeah. It's just a little bit confusing, but yeah, Chris Campbell says the person who designed the build needs to be shot. It could be slightly better arranged. So let me get the parts for now. Out of the 4 issues, I've only got 2 magazines. It's becoming a little bit hit and so just get these in the right order. Right, so this is issue 47, which is the brake pedal, and I'm very reluctant to open this because we're not going to do anything with it this issue. So if you don't mind, I'm going to pop that in my box. If I open them, you then run the risk of actually losing the parts. So then we've got issue 48. Yeah, I do that a lot with a Harley. I know it means you can't actually see the part close up, but I really don't want to risk, because, you know, if you go back to parts from like 10 months ago, you know, how easy are they going to be to get replaced? Right, so what we've got here is an indicator on a wire with a little connector, and that's been threaded through. This is actually plastic, but it's quite nice quality. Let's see if I can get a better focus on this. You know me and my focus.
Yeah, what software do you use for that?
Say again, sorry?
What software do you use to
Sorry, Chris. So do you want to repeat that, Chris?
You know your software you use for the camera focus?
Yeah.
What do you use for that?
I use the standard software that comes with the camera.
Oh, I haven't got one.
No. Well, I had to download this. Right, so if I can find the fender. There we go. So look, this is what we got last issue or last pack, and I didn't open it on stream. So I now know that this is as undamaged as it can possibly be. I wish they could do something different from Staples, though.
Yeah.
I wonder how many people have pulled the part out and then scratched it on the Staples. They do, as you can see, they do take care of these parts. This is really, really nice, actually. I do like it. See, this is where it's frustratingly good and frustratingly bad. They give you these parts that you can't build yet, and but you don't want to give up because they are so nice. So let me just check my instructions. I need to just remember which way round this goes. So this is going to go onto this side, and I know that because sorry, I'm in a bit of a mud. Sorry, I didn't know it was Fleetwood has just joined us. Hello, Fleetwood. How are you?
I'm fine, thanks.
Hi, Fleetwood.
Hi, Fleetwood.
So you come in there.
Sneaky.
Sneaky. So yeah, if you look at the picture there, you can see at the back of the fender, you've got a big circular hole. So that tells us that the indicator needs to go on the left side. Plus, it's called a left indicator, which is a bit of a coincidence, isn't it?
Yeah.
So that is going to go on. I am going to have to compare the instructions. Right. So it's going on this way round. And We've got 3 holes, 3 push.
I think you've got to feed that wire through that hole, by the way.
Yeah. I'm just trying to figure out where it all goes. Right. So that's going to go into there. Just want to make sure you can still see it. Okay. Right. So you've got the connector is going to go into where the wheel will be. Obviously, it won't tangle up with the wire once we finish with it. And you see, I don't know if you can see it, but you've got 3 large circular holes there, and you've got 3 studs there. And it does actually say left on it. So, oh, we lost Dave, say.
Yeah, that's what I was about to say.
Did we lose you, Dave? I'm so sorry. Right, and that is just going to
Sorry
push
about
in
that,
like
guys. I've
that.
got internet problems.
That's all right, Dave.
I'm having a bit of glitches as well. I don't know if it's the weather or
Got a
what.
wedding on down here. Yes,
Right. I've just noticed actually on this indicator you've got a little groove. Don't know if you can see it, and that wire will actually go into that groove.
No.
Get into the groove, for you've got to prove, and then that will enable that indicator to just push in like so, and that is it. That's that stage complete. But we've built something.
That's nice.
I like that. The more I build on this, the more I love it.
You're gonna write it in pen.
If I could, if I ever forgot to eat my Weetabix and shrunk down to 1/4 size, I would ride it. So that's stage 48, and then stage 49. I'm trying to. I want to put the instructions up, but I'm finding it difficult to get me on and the instructions and everybody else.
Ryan, do you want to share the screen? Do you want to share the instructions to my side, and I can share the screen? Will that be in better?
Actually, no, because I'm going to do it this way. There we go.
I know.
Simple, isn't it?
No
Right.
worries.
So what we're going to attempt to do is, what did I do with those parts? I've lost this week's parts. Here they are in front of me. So let's, right, let's show off the parts first. I really have lost control of the camera angles. So I'll have to open these because we are building with these.
Like for the builder.
So, but this is what I mean about the packaging. You've got, these bags are thick, by the way. These aren't your Tesco's fruit and vegetable bags. These are really good. Well, you can hear the quality. The quality sounds through. And then you've got the parts are inside bags. So in this bag we have got, if I can get into it, I might have to do a bit of slicing and dicing with a knife. There we go. Wow. That is actually a cable.
That's interesting.
That is a real life cable. There's a hook on the end.
Like a proper brake cable.
Proper brake cable.
Right.
And I've just got it stuck in my thumb. There we go.
Ooh, ouch.
Don't play with these things, guys. And this, look, the springs in there. So, and it's very shiny. And then we've got whatever this is. As you see, I've got all my technical terms out today.
What's it thingies?
What's it and things? That looks like cooling, something that needs to be killed. So it's obviously going to be part of the engine, isn't it? Well, not obviously. Nothing's ever obvious, is it? So let's switch you over to the. There we go. So what we have got there then is the rear brake caliper and the brake cable cover. Now this cover is already on the cable, and this is a radiator, so it is to do with cooling. And then we will need, if I've got it. Oh, right. Sorry, guys. Bear with me because, I've just split the bag as the box as I lifted it up. I'm now looking for the right half of the swing arm from stage 22. Now, I used to write labels on the bags, but I kind of stopped doing that because each bag looks different. But again, what I've done on this one, because there was one part on that issue. Have I still got you, Fleetwood? Have I lost you?
Yes. So I had a blue screen of death.
So yeah, this particular week there was only one part, so as you see, I didn't open the bag, which is quite handy. So I know it's 22. So let's rip that bag open like it's Christmas Day. I'm starting a little rubbish pile on the floor. You know I don't put bags in the bin until I know they're finished with. And that is most definitely a solid metal part. It's I'm gonna have to take this hat off. I'm so sorry. So next time you see me, I'll have a funny fringe. But I don't like hats. So yeah, one solid. There you go. So what bit am I looking for there? I think I'll build like that. I think that's going to be easier, isn't it? So what we need to do is to put the rear brake caliper and the right half of the swing arm, align the holes at either end of the arrow, pass the brake cable through the frame, and then we will attach that with a Type C screw. Let's see if I can do that. So we right. So there's the brake cable. That's going to go through the hole there. And I think I've spied the hole there. No, don't think that's right. That doesn't feel right.
No, I don't think it goes through that hole.
No, I don't think it does now. Okay, let me double check the instructions. Right, okay. So let's start again then. So it's going to go with the hole at the top. And there's a little circle that's pointing down. That's still not going to go in. That's interesting. Or does it? Ah, there we go. It slips up like that.
No, I think it goes on the other side.
Right, yeah, this is me not really doing well today, isn't it? So, no, it's still not going on.
I think it's the other way around. Turn the black thing 180 degrees. So what's facing you away from you, please?
What, that way?
Yes.
Yes. Oh, so this needs to go through that hole.
Yes.
I'm sorry. Right. Oh. Okay, and then we will be okay. That helps. There's a little hole there. I don't know if you can see it. And there's a hole in the black part there, and that's where the C-type screw is going to go. So let's grab the C screws. So this box makes an appearance for the first time in absolutely ages. Right, so right. I think I should give up streaming, you know, because I don't seem to be doing very well today. There you go. That's on nice and solid. And that's the part just falling on the floor. Right. And that looks really nice actually. So that should be coming through there, like so, and that is the end of that pack. So thoughts, guys?
Looking nice.
We haven't added a major bits, but we it's nice that we are now adding bits. So we've got that, and that's a nice little bit of color contrast as well, I think. So Matthew Baum saying that he's thinking of cancelling the orders for WH Smiths, but there's a staff in my local one I like. She's on my Christmas card list. Is that like that? Do you fancy her, or you just think she's a good member of staff that's deserving of keeping her job? Because if you fancy her, you should continue your subscription just so you've got an excuse to go in and see her. Dave Milne says they're not environmentally friendly with all them plastic bags. Fair point. Is there to these big protective plastic bags? You all right there, Dave?
I mean, me and Dave are having technical issues because we've got some rotten weather at the moment.
Yeah, Dave might actually have lost his connection because he's either that or he's sitting very, very silently and hasn't moved.
Or frozen.
Oh, he does move. He is alive.
We weren't sure if you were ignoring us or technical issues.
Okay.
Oh, bless. Right, okay, let's have a look at the next issue
My
then.
internet is absolutely terrible tonight, so you'll
Is it the weather? Oh, that's fine. Is it the weather? Right, so pack 16, we've got
There must be
three
a lot of
three parts.
patting down the road?
Yeah. All right, I'm going to just pop these in the box. I'd rather put them in the box than bring them out again. One. Now there's quite some heavy parts today. So 50, we're going to be mounting the number plate. So we will need the rear fender assembly, and obviously we get the indicator that we actually already installed in the previous issue, allegedly, and then we get that number plate from stage 2. So we will actually be mounting the number plate, and obviously we'll have to do the indicator. And then
No, that's the right-hand indicator.
Yeah, but the right-hand indicator, we were shown how to do it. It's like you see there, issue 50. It's already been fitted.
Right.
It is actually identical to the left, so that will be an easy fix. But this is where it's kind of got itself in a muddle. But that's not a problem. And then we've got the brake light switch and right footrest, so we'll need part of the frame. We get the exhaust pipe with it, and then we've got, I don't know why they're telling us about what's coming in issue 60, but we'll be yeah, this has gone mad now. I've just noticed that the first stage of 51 is to attach a part that won't be coming till issue 60. So I don't actually physically own that part because even I'm not that far ahead. So, and then we've got the passenger footrest and the base of the tank. So we get an exhaust pipe, and we've got another part that's coming in stage 60. And then we're going to be fitting the part that comes in issue 60, which is mad, if you ask me. So are you as confused as me on that?
Yeah.
It's issue. This is stage 50. I don't think I've got. No, I haven't got that far ahead. No, I'm up to stage 59, so I won't actually get those two parts until next month, and I'm now 3 months behind this build. So that's a little bit like the situation we had with the Millennium Falcon when they asked us to put some bolts in the framework that won't be coming for about another 13 weeks. So I had to then go out and buy those bolts, which I did, but then when they arrived, I then had duplicate bolts. So I will do what I can, and I'll work around it. So we'll get the rear fender out again. And then I'm sorry, guys, I'm going to have to cut you all out. So we've got, this is the part with stage 50, and exactly the same as the last stage. Only this time we'll be able to do it properly, won't we? Because we should know what to do. So again, it's a plastic framework with the wiring, and it's going to go that way because we know from the last time. So we'll just pop that into there, and then we just line that up with the 3 holes there. And what I did on the last one was I kind of got the outside ones in first and then pushed that middle one in, and there we go. I think once that goes in, that's not coming out. It's that tight. Right, then just feed those 2 wires into that little channel, and then so I've got a little bit of a twist on them. Whoops. Just try and keep them a bit straight. So refeed those wires. These particular wires on this one, they're separate wires, whereas on the other 2 they were joined. You only get 2 wires that are kind of sealed together. Don't want to. There we go. So there we go. So those wires are showing, but they are showing underneath. So that's good placement, I think. And I think they will go something like that when it's all finished. Sorry, I did most of that off stream, didn't I? Right, so that's that part done. Oh. I'm on the wrong, sorry. Let me close that down. If I actually close down the PDF once I'm finished with it, I'll make it a bit easier. Right, so the next stage then is to do the number plate. So, digging time, box. Cool. I overused plastic bags back then, didn't I?
Yeah.
So I was like that just for that. So, I have a young lady come and help me clean every now and again, and she came in today, and yeah, I had a lovely clear floor an hour ago. Right, so I believe that's got a protective sleeve on it. That's why it's not particularly shiny. So I'll take that off towards the end of the build. So let me just double check the instructions. So we need to take the number plate and gently pull the bracket from the back. Oh, I don't like that. Put the bracket in place on the rear fender by matching the attachment points. So,
It's a bit confusing.
okay, right. So we need 2 type E screws. So what we're going to do is this is going to go on like that, so you can see how that will be flush. But what we're going to need to do, obviously, it's going to be difficult to get the screws in, so we just need to sort of manipulate it just so we can get to the screws. So the Oreo screwdriver might be difficult, actually. So I might have to switch screwdrivers out. I think we might manage that, actually. We'll give it a go. So we're using type E screws, and we need 2 of them.
Are you sure that number plate didn't come off that bracket?
I had a little look, and it's actually there's the actual red bit has got 2 little pegs on it, and they come through. So there's a little bit of looseness, but I don't want to force it.
Because in the 3rd or 4th image, they show you're putting, well, probably 4th image,
Well,
you're putting the number plate back on again.
Unless
Right.
it's on and off.
I'll give it a go, but I don't want to pull it off if it's not, well, obviously it might be meant to, but I don't want to break it, you see.
Yeah, no, pretty understandable, yes.
It does say gently pull the bracket, but I'm doing more than gently pulling it.
It's like, if it came assembled, you wish you received it unassembled, so when you put the bracket on to the mud guard...
I think that is meant to come off because the protective sleeve goes underneath the red plastic. Let's this tiny screwdriver bit. Ah, there we go. Good call, Adrian. Yeah, I've just got a tiny weeny screwdriver bit, and yeah, that's then come off. Thank you for that. But yeah, you can see the protective strip does actually go under, so that strip is going to have to come off today. So,
No, before you put the red thing back on, you could just leave it up a bit and just leave the whole thing coated. Or
yeah, but now I don't like that because there's some black bit gone through. I don't know if you can see that. Just there.
Oh, yeah.
A little mark on it.
Isn't that the rear side, though?
That's paint. Yes, it is the rear side.
Okay.
I hope that's not it there. Right, okay. So, what did I say? 2 E-type screws, didn't I?
Yeah.
So we've got
Yes.
a Harley-Davidson E-type.
I get that one.
Right, I've got to remember which way round this goes now. Right, I'll try and get this one in camera.
Enjoying the screw session, and
Pardon?
enjoying the screwing.
Always enjoy a bit of screwing.
Yeah, we all go the way.
Everyone needs a bit of screwing every now and again.
Exactly.
Right, there we go. Now, as you probably know, I've got an electric screwdriver coming. I'm wondering if that will actually be any good for this, because these screws, you do have to work at them. At least with the Rootmaster metal screws, they seem a lot easier than this one. But funnily enough, with this, having screws that are more difficult to get in is quite reassuring. Right, so that's on there solidly. So I'm gonna put that on because, and I'm gonna put it on like that because now I know how to remove it. So that's gonna clip on. I want to see the number plate, but I don't want to lose the parts. There we go. So that's the number plate on.
It looks nice, that does.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
Okay.
all right. Like that. So yeah, I'm happy. I'm normally always happy though, aren't I?
I mean,
Right, useless bit of information, motorbike related. I'm massively the Buses fan, and found out recently that Arthur's motorbike is still around. Really? Wow. Yeah, what Gordy means by that is Arthur on the Buses, he had the bike with a sidecar.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
That's still around and been restored. That's amazing. That's really good, actually.
I have to see that, though.
So I don't like this because it's taking us to put it's telling us to put the rear brake light switch on, which doesn't come until issue 60. Look. That's. I just think that's odd. I'm checking my parts in case it's a print error. Having said that, there are no more parts. There should be some parts. Where are the parts gone? I've lost the parts. Right. So 50. Oh, yeah. So these are the only parts we get, and these are actually solid. This is a lot of part for the money. Actually, I'm not going to open it, but it's going to be more than half of the twin exhaust pipes. So, and as you probably know, loud pipes save lives. I do believe in that. So yeah, I don't feel I can do that stage. I can do the brake pedal.
On the magazine.
I can do the footrest, which came in stage 35. So let me just get that. It is nice to have this box of bits going down. Oh. You can see now why I do my Harley pre-recorded, can't you?
Mm-hmm.
So this is the footrest from issue 35. That's big, isn't it? And there's actually movement in that pedal. And I accidentally pulled this up on one of them. That is meant to be there. So that's obviously to make it more comfortable, isn't it? I would suspect. So, piece of frame, stage 38. Right, I have this piece of frame. I thought I had another frame. Oh! this is the point where I discover it's the wrong frame, isn't it? Wouldn't that be hilarious? I think that is. I can see, I don't know if you can see the part in the middle. I can't expand that, but there is an indicator. There is where the hand forks will go, and you can see that there's a bit coming out of there. So that's how I know I've got the right one. So there's my little reflector. There's the piece coming out. And that's the piece for the front forks. So that means theoretically, this is why I like putting my parts back in the box when I'm finished. Right, so let's have a look at this. This is going to go somewhere along here. There we go. It's going to go in like that. So we've got a locating peg there, and then we've just got a hole there, which we'll need to fasten with a Type F screw. So I've just got to remember then that I haven't actually attached that piece that doesn't actually exist. That's odd, isn't it?
That's mad.
I think so. How can you tell someone to do something that isn't going to happen for about 5 months?
Exactly.
Oh, you'll do this later on, but we'll tell you now.
Rather useless information out, isn't it?
Oh.
Well, hopefully, unlike the indicators, basically, you get the second part in the second issue, basically.
Well, yeah, okay. I mean, the first indicator is quite daft because they're telling you a week before. Not having the instructions for the second isn't really stupid. That's rather loose. I wonder if I've done that right. Doesn't look right. So maybe I just need to keep screwing a little bit more.
You're more screwing than board.
There's a lot more on there. That's really, that's stiffening up. You never get this up with an electric screwdriver. Oh, yeah. So you just, if it's not tight, you can see it's quite tight now. You just have to keep going a little bit further. It was, yeah, that's not for the week. There is a tiny bit of movement on there, but I really am not going to be able to go any further with that. So that's nice. So that's going to be probably about the size of my foot. Obviously, if you're a big bloke, your foot will be a bit bigger. So hopefully that now starts to give you a bit of centre scale. I mean, obviously things like the wheels and that does, but I do like these parts when you can sort of relate to how big they are. So yeah, hopefully I'll be able to, I don't know if I will actually. So now I'm worried. Because that's going to go in. Oh, that's okay. So it's going to go in there by the looks of things. And then we'll screw it in from that side. So I think I'll still be able to get that part in once it comes. So that's okay. I think we got away with that one. So, and then the next stage, we should get another second exhaust pipe, which again, I'm not going to open. Because obviously I want to keep it nice as long as I can. And then we'll need, there we go, we've got another piece that's coming in stage 60. And we'll need the reservoir base in stage 17. So that foot peg I can't do, but the reservoir base I can. So let's find that. There we go. All the way from issue can't remember, as you can see from the question mark. So
Mystery part.
yeah, can't remember what issue, so I just put issue question mark. Right. So
Like Christmas again, man.
well, you know, be honest.
Yeah, yeah.
So right, let's have another look at the instructions. I'm trying to show you the instructions, but I can't see them well myself. So I have to open up the PDF file. Right, so that looks right to me, and there's going to be screws going in there, and they will be K screws. I think it's more likely that. Oh no, they got the wrong frame there.
Yeah. Yes,
Below
you need the other
left
frame.
half of the frame, I need the left half of the frame. So have we already got the left half of the frame from stage 38? Now that's the right frame. From stage 34. So I have seen it then. I'm pretty sure I did see, yes. Yes. Ah, okay. I was pretty sure that when I had this frame, that I was showing someone the parts earlier on. And all of a sudden I couldn't find it. So that makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? Cool. This is starting to get hard work, not from what we're actually doing, but I'm keeping track of all the parts. Would you think that anyone be inclined to be put off by that because of that?
Especially when you're dancing from one bit to another bit, yes.
Yeah. And I've got to be honest with you, I will say I normally sort of look for positivity, but to tell us to do things from future issues,
There's a bit annoying.
You know, I would understand that on Back to the Future DeLorean. You know, now use your car, go into the future. Oops, I came off a bit easy than I thought. Use your car, go back, go into the future and do this part.
Mm-hmm.
Right, so that makes a lot more sense now, doesn't it? Right,
Yes.
let's see if I'm on the right stage. Yeah, that makes a lot more sense now. So we want, because I'm looking at this bit as an identifier. So we've got, I don't know if you can see them, but we've got 4 screw bits there. We've got a hole on this side, so that's obviously going to be significant. So that's going to go on like that. And I believe these K screws, it might be one of those ones with a little, some of these have got a little notch on the bottom where they kind of bite in. And that isn't one of them.
Have you worked out with that frame? Have you worked out where your footrest going to be put in?
I would assume I've just knocked my screws. Oh, this is one of the ones with the marks on the bottom. I assume it's going to be. Are we doing a speculation, Adrian?
I've already worked out where it could go.
Well, based on that, it's going to go.
No, little footrest, the item you can't fit on yet.
Oh, that's yes. Sorry, yes. It's going to go there. You've got. I'll have to just change the view so I can make sure I see it. Right, you've got a little locating peg there, and you've got a screw hole there, and I think the screw will come in from this side, so it will be accessible, unless we start building other stuff and putting things together.
Now, on the instructions now, that little footrest, I think it is called. The bit you haven't got as well, the other bit, for the left-hand side.
Oh, I see. Yes. Okay. Good point. So the answer is no.
Right, by your thumb, closer to you.
Yeah.
That hold closer to you. I
There.
reckon it'll go into that one there.
So that's got to be a passenger footrest then.
Yes, it's
Which it
passenger
will
footrest.
be. It fits up. Yeah, passenger footrest. Yeah. Okay. So it's going to go there. Okay, that's not a problem then. That's not in the way then, is it?
Correct.
Right. So let's get this in then. So that's, make sure I've still got this the right way round. That part there. That part there. So I'll go for the front screw first. And that can go into there. So this is, I believe, a self-tapping screw. And I shall just put that in just enough to bite. And that will help it easier, help make it easier to...
Yeah.
Do you know, I think this Harley is cursed. Because if you watch the Model Space build diary, he actually comes out a bit tongue-tied quite a lot in that. So it must be the Harley is making people not be able to speak.
Could be. Yeah, back now in a minute.
So because that's plastic, I've only really gone in enough until it tightens. But no more. And it shouldn't need that anymore. Especially since we can pretty much figure out that this side is going to go in onto there. Cool, that's going to be fun to put in. Whoa. So that's obvious, isn't it? And then those two will be bolted in. And there'll be an engine in there, obviously. I guess we're going to build the engine up before we put the two sides together.
Yes, could be, yes.
So I'm going to keep those together because they sit up quite nicely on their own. So trying to get some good camera angles for you. I'm going to be playing with I'm going to be experimenting in the next few weeks. I'm going to be putting a tripod beside me, and I'm going to see if I can use my DSLR as a camera. I've got the software for it. That's it for that issue. So in this next issue, they're probably going to tell us to finish the build. That's it, model complete. That was a joke, by the way, guys.
Yeah.
So, right, guys, your thoughts.
Awesome.
Oh, Dave and Fleetwood, I am so sorry.
That's all
I am
right.
so sorry.
So
I
we're
didn't
having
know-
horrendous problems.
Yeah, I thought you were quiet.
Terrible internet problems.
Yeah.
Oh, terrible hosting problems as well.
No, it's all right. It's all right. We enjoyed what he was doing.
Yeah.
Yeah, couldn't comment. So, what did you go from what you saw? What did you used as me?
Yeah, it looks amazing, Penny. I mean, yeah, it's
It looks amazing. It is amazing, but I'm just a little bit confused by they're telling us to put parts in for future issues.
that sort of doesn't make sense, if you know what I mean. Where you're jumping around from one part to another part, and then trying to find another part that's in the distant future. What do you mean to do?
Yeah.
You're going to go in your time machine, pick the parts up, come back, and fit them again. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah.
So
I was
obviously
thinking the
we're
same.
building what we can, but now we're worrying, will the parts that we build now interfere with those? Because usually there's a reason they tell you to do this part before that part. So I'm just worried that I think we've got away with it this time, but yeah, it's an awkward one, isn't it? But what can you do? If you want the build, you've got to keep going through it.
Yeah, that's right.
Someone's in the end made a mistake saying what you received in the past, you should have received issue 60 in that instead of that part. That what you received in the past be issue 60.
Right. So was this originally a weekly part work? Because sometimes you're only getting three issues a pack, whereas the Millennium Falcon. Sorry, excuse me a sec. Oh, sorry. I just took my very last mouthful of my coffee, and it obviously must have been the bottom of the kettle because I think I got a bit of lime scale in my mouth.
Yeah, lovely.
Yeah, no, not good. Yeah, with the Millennium Falcon, you get a proper magazine in the same way we do with the Route Master or any other weekly builds. So I'm assuming that the Millennium Falcon was previously a weekly build, and now they're giving us 4 issues every calendar month. But towards the end of the build, I think the last 3 or 4 months, I think we get 5 issues every month. But this Harley, we occasionally get 4 issues. But usually we get 3, and the magazine is, as you can see, it is actually done as one complete magazine for all of the parts. So, but surely if originally you'd have got that issue 60 at this stage, that means they've had to completely rewrite the magazine.
Yeah.
So why would they have done that?
It'd be like the Route Master giving us the roof panels next week and saying, right, fit these.
Yeah. Or giving us the roof panels when we haven't finished doing the bottom deck.
Yeah.
So, right, shall we attempt one more pack? I've got 2 more packs left. Shall we attempt one more pack? It's we've done 2 packs in about an hour, but obviously we spent the first 20 minutes just chattering.
I've got about 10 minutes. So I've got to nip off, so I'll carry on watching it. Yeah. But,
okay. So, right. So the next pack then is pack 17, and this is actually a 4-stage pack. So, right. So we're going to be fixing the engine to the frame, and we've got. We need the engine and we need the frame. And we've got some new parts. I'll go through the parts once we get to actually do it if we need them. So looks like we won't use the parts that we get supplied that issue. Then we've got the frame assembly. So we will need screws and the right side of the frame. And that looks. Oh, we're just going to put the two halves of the frame together. So now we're starting to get somewhere, aren't we? Oh,
you are actually fitting them together.
Yes,
the 2 frames together.
So I can't really do that then, can I? Because I've got the footrest and the air bit, which I need to approach from the outside.
Well, you need to get the screwdriver inside, don't you, sort of thing?
Yeah. So I think, right, bear with me a sec. Right, pack 18 I've got. This is pack 18 I'm showing you now. So this is the very latest pack. That goes up to stage 59. So what I think will be the most sensible idea is to stop where we are. And then I'll do another stream when we've got that issue 60. Yeah?
Yeah.
I just think there's an awful lot of potential there to get in a muddle because the way they've done the instructions. We have created more of a monster. So it's not disappointing. That's what we've got now, and I can see where the engine's going to go. We've added a little bit of the rear fender, and we do seem to be building slightly more with each pack.
Yeah.
So I can't say. To be absolutely honest with you, I can't say I'm disappointed. But one thing I'm going to open is stage 39, which is the stand. I'm going to see if I can use the stand. Possibly not. But would I want to use the stand as well? Is another big question. So this, oh, you want to see the mess on my floor. So that's the stand, and it's got various bits inside, and then that's the bottom. I think that's it must be the bottom because of the Harley-Davidson logo. So I'll see if that. Oh, it's as though it's made to measure. Sorry, that's my new weird saying. Right.
In other words, Penny's happy.
Yeah.
The fit on this is amazing. So there's the frame that we've got, and there is absolutely no give. Well, there is actually. There's a little tiny bit of give there, but sideways there is no give whatsoever. So that is now shelfable.
Yeah.
So I'm happy with that. I can now display it. Let's see if I can. Oh, I've got to.
Yeah.
Right.
Did you say you've got to?
I've got to. Morally, I have to do it.
Yeah.
So if that goes. Oh, that's heavy now. That is actually really heavy. That's not where it's going to go, is it? Oh, Penny happy.
Happy the bunny you.
Penny very happy.
Like a bunny.
Ooh, it's very heavy though.
It
Probably would be. Pardon?
It looks unwieldy. You know what I mean? With all the with the weights and that.
I'd probably not put this in right. But there's some really fragile parts. I'll tell you what, I'm not going to put the engine in, but I am going to put the frame on display. The way that this frame goes in, because there's a hole there, and then there's a pin there, which is partially blocked by this, you have to bring the frame above and pop it in that way. And obviously doing that with a frame that's not attached, with an engine that's not attached, is quite difficult to do. Once the frame is actually screwed in, then obviously it'll be down to one piece, but putting three pieces together, I really don't want to damage this. This is quite loose. That's plastic. That's loose, and that is very, very delicate. So if I drop that, I'd just be so scared that it'll break. So that's going in the box. Could I suppose? There you go.
That's nice.
Looks like someone's living room at the moment, doesn't it? You know, when the guys bring their motorbikes home and then strip them in the living room, and then that will go something along those lines. And now it's getting real, isn't it?
That's a little bit now, isn't it?
Yeah.
No,
you see now why I need that DSLR camera behind me?
Pen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Have you got a GoPro?
Pardon?
Have you got a GoPro?
No. No, I'm not that sophisticated.
I just think it might work with it.
Can you use a GoPro as a live camera?
You can, yeah, because I follow a channel and he uses a GoPro.
Right. Okay. I mean, what I could do is I could own view. So obviously, I have a camera that points right down, so you can see what I'm doing, and that's this one here. What I could do is I think there's enough wire to just pull that foot out further, and I could stick it on a tripod behind me, and it could look over my shoulder.
Yeah.
I also have. Oh, yeah. Don't lift your cutting mat up when you've got a big tall motorbike on it.
No.
And especially if you've got a tablet, it missed the tablet screen by that much. So yeah, I nearly lost the tablet out of that. Yeah, so I used to have also I used to drill it. There's like a stand, and I drilled it into the table, so it would be there. It would be right in front of me, and the camera would be there. I used to use it for painting. And then as I'm painting, you're literally seeing everything I'm seeing except that the camera's there and my eyes are there. And it was quite a good view, but it did sometimes get in the way because it does mean that I lose the end of the table. For example, when I was doing the bus, where I might need things to overhang the table, you would lose that. And I just got a bit fed up with keep unscrewing it. But I might look at, see, if I use this on a tripod, I'm going to have to undo it and then put it on the tripod and then put it back for another stream. So I'll either get another camera or I'll look at, because I've got a beautiful DSLR and I've got the software and I've got this cable. This is a battery replacer. So you can actually power your DSLR directly from the mains. And that's handy. You haven't got to worry about the battery running out. But the reason I didn't use it was it used to just crash my computer. Because running a camera through software onto other software, it was just too much. But when I did a Windows reset, my whole computer just starts running so much quicker, and I'm not using Streamlabs. So Streamlabs, what we're using?
StreamYard.
Yeah.
StreamYard.
Yeah. So I wonder if using something like StreamYard, it's got Google Hangouts and StreamYard. It makes such a smaller demand on my computer. I wonder if I could use a DSLR. So I might try that. So I'm off on Tuesday and Wednesday, so I might have a little play around with it on Tuesday and see what we can come up with.
I've got a DLSR camera sitting underneath my day bed in the front room. I bought it. I was meant to use it, and never got round to using it. If not me.
What manufacturer is it?
Nikon.
Not right. I think you could use. It's a program called. I can't remember. Let me Google it because I've it's brilliant. It's really brilliant. But
Nikon 5200 it is. It's like 24 megapixel DSLR. You know what I mean? It's like quite a top of the range one at the time. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. Sparko Soft.
Okay. I'll look at that.
I'll post a link.
Yeah.
I'll post a link to the article actually rather than the actual thing. But if anyone's got a DSLR, the only drawback is you need to get the output cable into the computer, and then you need obviously if you've got a long battery life, fantastic. But I think my DSLR camera, using it as a webcam, it gives it battery life of about 20 to 30 minutes. So that's why I bought. But this cable was about £5, 10 quid on eBay. And all it is just, you see, it's the same shape as the battery.
All right, yeah.
You've got the connector, and then it just makes the same connections where the battery would. So I'm sorry that I wasn't able to do more of the Harley. But I've got to be honest with you, I'm glad I've done it as a live stream rather than pre-recorded, because I think that would have thrown me. So Dave Milne's got a Canon. I believe I haven't used Sparko Cam for a long time, but I think it's Nikon and Canon is supported. I actually bought the full version, so it will work for I think you have to buy the license for Canon or for Nikon. I think it's those two, but I think someone said that they now support different cameras. But it's definitely worth a look, because then it means your webcam is the same quality as your DSLR. And as a DSLR is intended to take pictures with, you're going to get superb quality. And then you've got things like the zoom is so much easier, because imagine if I had a camera on a tripod here looking down. If I want to zoom in, all I've got to do is just go like that, and it's straight in.
True.
So there are advantages, but it uses up more of your computer power.
Yeah. Looking so. Well, I've got to nip off. So
no problems.
Yeah.
So thanks ever so much for joining me, Fleetwood. I really do appreciate it.
No worries.
And I shall probably be hassling you for Wednesday, actually, and Dave Say and all the wonderful team. So this time next week we're building tractors, and I can't wait. I cannot wait. I have been printing off all the last bits. I've been figuring out what colors I need for this, that, and the other, and it's been quite hard interpreting instructions, but I've finally done it, and now I've got pretty much all of the bits printed off. The only things I haven't printed off are the flexible bits. And I'm like, I want to put it all together now.
Yeah.
So, but I'll look at getting you some bits done, because I've got two working printers now. We've had a little fiddle with the other print.
Okay. I'll have a look when I get paid, filament, and then I'll have a talk to you and sort it out from there.
Yeah.
All right.
So you take care, Fleetwood, and thanks ever so much for joining us.
I'll see you. If you want me Wednesday, you just let me know and I'll sort things out.
Yeah, will do.
I'm at Shan's this week, and then the following week I'm at Shan's. And then the following week I should be home. So a couple of weeks I'll be back at mine. So.
No problem. So I just like the way that I'm at Shan's this week, and next week I'm at Shan's.
Yeah, I'm trying to think what week I'm in. You know what I mean? I'm trying to think. You know what I mean? It's like I've got so much on my brain to work out what to do. If you know what I mean? So
yeah, no, that's fine. So
right. See you Wednesday.
All right, take care, Fleetwood.
Take care. Bye.
Bye. So it's sad that Fleetwood's gone, but it's happy that we've now got more screen to see us with.
Yeah. Show me display.
So, Dave, what have you been up to? Any news for us on anything?
I've been out with my daughter today to see my goddaughter's daughter. How's that?
Okay. Your goddaughter's daughter.
My goddaughter's daughter, yeah. Yeah, she's absolutely lovely. She's about 10 months old. Well, she's 10 months old. And they call her Rosie.
And how much bias? So they call her what?
Rosie.
Rosie.
Yeah, and she is absolutely lovely. She really, really is lovely.
And how much biasm is there in there?
Oh, lots.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, she's grand. So, yeah, no, we've been there today, and it's nice to do family things sometimes, isn't it?
Oh.
You know, if you
Yeah.
can.
Yeah, I mean, I always moan and say I don't like my family, and you know, and people moan I'm not happy at work at home, and I go, no, I get paid to smile at customers. I said, and you expect that shit for free, you know? But at the end of the day, I do like spending time with family and friends, even if it's like the people next door. We were doing the run today, and we did a bit of cooking, and it's nice to have a bit of company at the very least, isn't it?
Yeah. Well, as you know, we only have our daughter now and again, and to take her to see my goddaughter's daughter was brilliant, because she's not driving at the moment. Isn't my goddaughter? She does have a car, but she's not driving at the moment.
Right.
And she only lives 5 miles away, so it's not that bad, really.
Yeah.
So, and while my daughter was over, it was good to take her. So no, we enjoyed that. We enjoyed that this afternoon, and they was really pleased to see us. And sometimes she comes down when she is driving. She'll come down on a weekend. That they go out, her and her sister go out for a meal, and they'll come back this way, you know, through the scenic route, and then they'll drop off and see us, and then we'll spend an hour with Rosie and company. So but we repaid the compliment today, which was rather good.
So you went to see them.
We went to see them, and then a good time was had by all, really. It was lovely.
Dave Milner's made a good comment. All babies are lovely, but then they grow up.
Yeah. Yeah.
We were going to play a practice talking to kids growing up. We've been having trouble. I think I mentioned it before, but we've been having trouble with kids throwing stones at the buses.
Yeah.
We had one driver got hit, and it's pretty much got to the point now. If anybody reports any stones being free, sorry, I'm reading a message and talking at the same time. My bad. If we report any stones being thrown, the bus gets pulled. So there was three of us in the canteen yesterday, and we said this particular inspector was in charge, and we said, right, what we'll have to do is 8 o'clock on the dot, we'll all have to radio through at the same time to say there's stones being thrown at the bus, all on 3 different routes simultaneously, just for a laugh. But the poor guy's under so much stress at the moment, we thought probably wasn't a good idea. But we're a bit miffed, because there was a newspaper report the other week saying that there's going to be police being going on the buses, mainly because of this trouble. So I thought, that'll be handy. And then there was a newspaper report come out yesterday. The police are being praised for their work on looking after the buses.
Oh.
Well, not one driver's seen a policeman on the bus.
Bit of propaganda.
So I don't know. Maybe they're patrolling the areas, but they're certainly, how can you praise them being on the buses if they're not on the buses?
Yeah. Yeah, that's it.
Unless they're undercover ones.
Yeah.
Actually, that might be the case, actually, Adrian. Yeah, I suppose, actually, if you got undercover, if you had a uniform officer, they won't do anything, and they'll wait for the next bus, won't they?
Yeah.
And they'll just target the ones without. Yeah, fair enough then. Okay.
You might be undercover. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe I should actually read the newspaper report rather than just comment on the headline.
Oh, well, my internet seems a bit stable now.
Mine's
Yeah.
I had to reset it twice.
Hey, it goes like you're in a bit of a northern area, though, aren't you?
Well, I think it's the wedding. I think it's the wedding venue near us. And
they put a bit of a strain on the box.
Yeah, it's
this week, wasn't it? Tuesday night.
Oh, Tuesday night. Yeah. But,
They've had an open weekend coming up down, you know, the main junction box, the green boxes where your wires go from.
yeah.
They put me on a new cable now, and my internet's stable today.
Yeah. How far away is your cabin box then from your internet router?
Not that far.
How far?
Don't know. Up round the corner, maybe.
100 yards or something like that?
I don't know. It's by the shop, it's about 5 minutes walk.
Oh, well, ours is 2 miles away.
Oh,
It's just stupid, that is. Yeah. So another thing I got to sort out now is a new base for my bed, and that's it.
Yeah.
oh, so you're coming along with your house move then, aren't you?
For me.
Yeah,
Yeah, it's looking better now.
yeah.
I got a
Oh,
pool
that's
table
good.
in the spare room now.
You've got what? Sorry, Chris.
I got a fruit machine and a pool table.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, you got a fruit machine that won't take modern money
Yeah. Till I got to
and a
the
pool table. So all you got to do now is get the drinks. You're gonna have like a little cocktail bar,
I put one in there, but probably one.
and then some Skittles in the corner. Do they still play Skittles up north, Dave?
Possibly.
I know Sheffield way they've got like the Skittles League, and it's a really big thing, isn't it?
Yeah.
I think it's just like bar Skittles or something.
That's right. It's in a square box, isn't it? A square tray.
Yeah.
And the swing
Yeah,
it across the...
It's a really major thing, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
you know, it's as big as pool, you know, in a lot of pubs.
Yeah.
And it's like the big night out.
Darts as well. That's what dartboard.
Go on, sorry, say again, Chris.
A dartboard I want to get next.
Yeah.
That's good.
Yeah.
So,
Right. So, excuse me one sec. I'm just going to check on my print because it's not. I'm checked in about an hour or so.
So, Adrian, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you, Dave.
I haven't spoke to you for a little while.
No.
Been a bit busy, and we've had a fairly busy week, and then we've had our daughter over, like, you know, so we've been busy bees here, there, and everywhere, and haven't done much too.
I don't know why you're busy.
What?
I don't know why you're busy. Play with your two women all the time. Oh God, I can't.
Where are they?
I gotta keep that one.
There's one of them.
Yeah.
Still up there.
Yeah, you got to go. So I hear some people have got their latest issues of the Route Master now.
Adrian's got his lot. And you've got yours.
Yeah. We all know we've got mine. Sorry, I've got to do something.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Spitfire.
Yeah. Oh, you know Friday, Dave.
Yeah.
I've this Sky sent me a new cable, ADS cable, and a new microfilter.
Yeah.
So that didn't sort the problem out either. So I rang on Friday night because I got the accessibility team, and then today I added engineer out now to sort it out.
Do you get like high priority call outs because you're disability?
No, but you can ring this number and it goes to the accessibility team and they open party over.
Right. So you've probably got person for number of customers. You probably got a better you know, they probably deal with less people. That's good. That's good.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah.
I
I know like some people that say, oh, if someone's disabled, they shouldn't have any more privilege, you know, shouldn't be speeded. But sometimes that's all you've got, isn't it?
Yeah, sometimes. Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
If my internet was down, I can just go out down the pub or something for a night out. But you know, sometimes people with disabilities, they can't just get up and go out. You know, sometimes they make arrangements with people or whatever. So it's good that, you know, years ago I used to work for a company called Cover Plan, which is the extended warranties division of Currys and Dixon's.
Yeah,
And I remember a phone call. Someone, this is how long ago it was. Their VCR had broken. Do you remember that? Those black boxes used to get films.
Yeah.
And I wanted to say to her, she was complaining, and there's and the kids want to watch stuff, and sorry, I will just catch up with you in a sec, Nicole. Yeah, people saying, oh well, I need something for the kids to do, and I wanted to say, well, why can't you take them out down the park like a good parent? But when it's things like summer holidays and you've got the kids screaming, if you can just put them in front of a film for an hour or an hour and a half, that's an absolute godsend. And until you're in that position, you can't always necessarily appreciate it, can you?
No, you can't. No, you're right.
So,
You're right.
Things like having, slightly better priority on things like internet connection. Yeah, I totally endorse that. So Dave Milner's asked, what's a beatnik girl? I'm going to guess you missed the stream on Wednesday, Dave.
I think you did.
But I'll quite happily go through it again. So I knew there was something missing on Wednesday, and now I know it was Dave Milne. So I will read rather than show I call it Gumph, but so in case you haven't got it, that is the Beatnik girl.
Yeah.
It's actually quite a good figure. I thought it was well painted. The only thing that was a little bit worrying for me, I will show you this. I did show them on stream. I'm just ever so slightly concerned. If you see the way that the boy is sitting, see where his hand is, and then you see where the girl is sitting, and you see where her hand is. I personally would keep an eye on those two customers while traveling on my bus. There may not be anything happening there, but you just got to keep your eye on them.
We don't know. It could be sister and brother, basically.
It could well be, but it's like when I get two people get on my bus and they're holding hands, and one's got an adult ticket and one's got a child ticket. I will just keep an eye on them.
Yeah.
Not on my bus, please. The word beatnik was introduced into the vocabulary in 1958 by the San Francisco Chronicle's columnist. These are all words I can't pronounce. Herb Caen, Caen. The article parodied the new generation of politically aware poets who were writing and campaigning at that time. The term was widely used to describe a growing counterculture that had anti-materialistic, anti-capitalist views. Stereotypically, did we just lose something? So I saw a flash. Stereotypically, the beatniks were left-wing. Their cool style was evidenced in goatee beards, berets, striped t-shirts, and sandals. In winter, chunky jumpers and duffel coats were the norm, particularly on chilly demonstrations. Black American culture was embraced, with jazz, blues, and rock and roll being the favored musical styles, although the new folk sounds of Bob Dylan, Joan Baez, and Joni Mitchell were also popular. Sorry, my eyes just went blurry there. By the end of the 1960s, beatnik style had developed into the more colourful hippie culture. So they're basically 1960s hipsters, slightly pre-hippies. Is that about right, Dave?
Yeah. Joan Baez, didn't she write and sing Yellow Taxi?
I think that was Joni Mitchell.
Joni Mitchell, yeah. Joan Baez.
Yeah.
What was the song?
Yeah, it was Big Yellow Tack or something like that. See, I knew the song from Amy Grant.
Yeah.
But then I I found out that was a cover version, and Joni Mitchell did do the. I think she did the original. But I remember one line that always sticks with me, and I often quite sing it. And it's they cut down all the trees and put them in a tree museum.
Tree museum, yeah.
Is it $1 just to see them?
Yeah. Yeah. You know what I'm doing now.
Oh, if you are still watching, Nicole, thank you. Hi, Penny. Just showing some love as I head to bed. I'll rewatch the stream in the morning. XOXO. That's hugs and kisses twice.
Nice.
So, yeah. So the beat, I guess they're kind of pre-hippie. There seems to be a big overlap between them hippies and what we would now call hipsters. And I think it's hilarious because aren't hipsters trying to be original? Trying to not. Although if they're trying to be original and set their own fashion, why do they all look the same?
Yeah.
But I don't know. I'm not anti-fashion. I just think it's funny that, like, you see the young kids, they'll only wear stuff that they're told to wear.
Yeah.
And you see them towards the end of the summer, and they're freezing cold in their summer clothes and their sandals, and it's pouring down the rain. And the only reason they're wearing that is because they haven't got the winter catalogs out yet. And, they haven't been told what to wear when the weather turns. And whereas my fashion is a little bit more common sense, as in, oh, it's a bit cold out there, I think I'll put a coat on. So but it looks like Beatnik is.
What does that word mean?
I don't know. I will now Google it for you.
Probably like it's probably like a rocker or a mod or a a name like that.
Yeah. Oh, Pen.
Yeah.
Over the Jag gift you get free with that as well.
Sorry, say that again.
The Jag build.
Yeah.
You get a cap free with that as well.
Do you?
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
Then I'll get me Jag. Now, for some reason, a Jaguar baseball cap works, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So you would think a more appropriate gift would be a flat cap with a Jaguar. I think that would fit a little bit better, but baseball cap does work well.
Yeah. Yeah, I think so.
Do you think that would work, Dave?
Flat cap might be better.
Yeah.
Yeah, flat cap and a pipe.
And a pipe and gloves.
Yeah.
Having gloves.
And got to have your gloves, haven't you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Racing driving gloves.
Yeah. Yeah.
And a yellow scarf.
Yellow scarf. What you mean, like the Paddington Bear?
Yeah.
Yellow scarf. Yeah. So what I'm guessing from this era, up until about the 60s, wasn't all the music and the influences all English, whereas now we're starting to get American influences in, and people are starting to take them on board.
Yeah.
Which is where all like the revolutions came in, wasn't it?
Yeah.
It's not like revolutions as in and let's take over the country, but people are now starting to listen to different music and enjoying it, and they've got the freedom to be themselves more. They're slightly less traditionalist.
The beginning of the flower power.
End of the world, isn't it?
Yeah. Flower power and free love and all that sort of thing.
Yeah, and drugs and rock and roll and
alcohol. Yeah, that's a famous thing people do now.
Sitting in your field, with daisies, listening to music.
Yeah.
And Dave in the field with his two women. Yeah.
So, Dave, what were you doing in the flower power era?
What was I doing in the flower power era? Well, I was in the flower power era, and
Yeah.
I was travelling on buses, believe it or not, up and down the country, going to all these rallies and steam fairs that were in their infancy, that we take for granted now. I mean, there's maybe 5 or 6 events on the same weekend every weekend, but in them days there was only the odd one. There was only few and far between, you know. And like we was going to London, we went to London quite an awful lot when I was a youngster in the 60s. And we went to Earls Court, and Earls Court in the 60s was the place to be. It really was. All the exhibitions, and you know, you name it, they had exhibitions there, and I think that's where a lot of my route master or bus things come from, model things come from, is them days, because we used to go to the exhibition centre at Earls Court, and we used to go to these ones where they had model exhibitions and toy exhibitions, and we, you know, in them days, a toy, well, it'd be really old-fashioned now, but in them days it was the bee's knees of everything. You know, it was brilliant to see moving trains on you know, double O track trains and moving trams.
All the stuff that we take for granted these days.
Yeah, all the stuff that was, you know, it's very easily available now, but in them days, you know, and then all these guys that would build exhibition models, you know, and there's lots of exhibition models out there somewhere, or at least there was, you know, great big ones.
Yeah.
Cars and aeroplanes, and, you know, you think of the late 60s, it was a revolution in transport, really. You had you know, you had the rear engine bus. Well, it was unheard of, you know, a rear engine bus, but it was new then. You know, one man operated buses, and I remember all these models came out just before, you know, just before the mainstream of the rear engine bus came out.
Yeah.
And it was a lovely time. Lovely time.
Yeah, 'cause there's an article in there we are. There's an article in the magazine with a Beatnik girl about one-man operated buses, and they've got a picture of the front-loading buses, the doors at the front. Now, to me, that's ordinary, because that's all I've ever really known. Well, I do remember the conductors, and I remember my mother was dating a bus driver, and they were talking about going on strike over what he called OMO, one-man operated.
Yeah.
It seems, I mean, obviously, I don't know if anyone went on strike over it. I know they were threatening it because they were talking about job losses, but now the bus industry just seems such in decline. Well, the demand for bus drivers is huge.
Yeah.
And so I can imagine if we still had bus conductors now, there would be every single bus company would probably be doing emergency timetables.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, you know, the one-man operated bus was really designed in the 1950s, the late 50s, and in the 60s it was in its infancy, but it seemed like every manufacturer wanted to jump on the bandwagon. You know, you had Leyland and you had Daimler, and they were the main ones. But you also had the Guy Wolfronian. You know, that's an unknown, very rare and unknown bus. It actually had an engine in the front, but it was a front-loading bus. You know, so there was all oddities like that around at the time, and you know, seeing if there was something on at Earls Court, or some exhibition somewhere, then we used to get invited to go, especially if it was transport related. And it was like the opening up of all these preserved steam lines that we have today. Well, a lot of them are now 50 or over 50 years old. And we used to get invited to them all over the country. If a steam line was in a state of disrepair, there maybe been 20 years getting it up and running. And in the 1960s, they would open them up for what we know them today as, major lines, really, and major tourist attractions. But in them days, there was just literally a line and, a couple of old buildings that were falling down, but, they got the line up and so they got a train on it.
Yeah. Dave Milne says it's been told that we have to have rear engine buses because of EU directive. I personally, I can't see what difference it would make where the engine is. The only thing I could think of is to do with passenger safety. But if you have a rear engine bus, then the passengers at the back of the bus are going to be near the engine. If you've got a front engine bus, then all the passengers at the front are going to be near it. So I don't understand.
The idea was to pack more people on, and it would cost physically less to run a bus with one crew rather than two crews.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Obviously you wasn't paying for the conductor, and you was obviously packing in more people. I mean, they was able to build the buses bigger, higher, longer.
Obviously, if you've got a front-loading bus, you've lost that space anyway.
Yeah.
But by having a rear platform, you've then lost the back. If you move the seats, the doors to the front, then obviously you now gain what 2, 4, 6, 8, 16 seats on a double decker.
Yeah, exactly.
Or because you take out the stairway, although you still got to put the stairwell somewhere, but you can probably gain at least another 8 seats. So that means the potential profit per bus has, even though the running cost might be a little bit higher, the income is potentially higher.
Yeah. I mean, in the day, the late 60s, the Leyland Atlantean and the Daimler Fleet Line was the bee's knees of them all, really. And they set a precedence for what we know as a rear engine bus today. The shape and the size and the outlay of them. And I used to spot the difference. They looked more or less the same, but I used to spot the difference like a mile away. I used to say, that's a Fleet Line. No, that's an Atlantean, and I was that keen when I was young.
Yeah. Harvey's just popped in with on his vintage audio channel. He says, "Hi, Penny, Adrian, Chris, Dave. Just a quick hi."
Hi, Harvey. How are you?
Hi, Harvey.
Yeah. Hi, Harvey.
Love Harvey and his muscles there. You can see him.
Alan Sports.
So what you been up to, Harvey? So I'll let you all into a secret, shall I? Harvey is actually an actor. He is on Internet Movie Database. So I know an actor. See, everyone's brilliant on my channel. Anyone who comes to visit. Now come to see Paint with Penny, as viewed by the stars of the silver screen. I keep trying to catch Yasmin's stream, but she coincidentally ends up streaming at the same time. It doesn't matter when I stream, she'll end up streaming at the same time I do. So
can't do things at once.
Yeah, we know her. It's just a couple of films you've been in, but to us, it means I can say I know a film star.
Yeah.
That'll do me. I actually got a bit of a worry earlier on because when I set this stream up, just after I set it up, I got a notification that World of Mike was released a video, and I'm like, oh no, wow, but because obviously what we tried to kind of coordinate, so we don't stream when when are the other parts of the groups. Sorry, I just caught a chat. So obviously we try not to interfere with. So I won't stream on a Tuesday night because that'll interfere with Chris Davies. I'll try not to
Tuesday,
Friday. And obviously I don't want to stream if I'm doing an unscheduled stream and someone might, I thought maybe Mike might be going, oh, Penny's not streaming tonight, so I'll do a stream. And then if I've come in and done it, I'm like, oh no, it just turned out Mike had released a pre-recorded video, so that's fine. Or it was over. I don't know if he'd gone live.
Yeah, that's right.
Dave Milne says driver of modern buses does not have much protection in a front end collision. Absolutely spot on.
No more than that. No.
Yes.
I was injured at the
So
back.
when you be streaming on a Saturday, Mike is saying that his bus will be Saturdays, as I can't miss your shows. Obviously, we stream on 8 o'clock, and we're about to start the tractor. So obviously, if we want to try and coordinate that a little bit, if you want me to go a little bit, I can't really go early because when I work Saturdays, it's a struggle to get home too early. But we'll see if we can do something if we clash, unless you're doing pre-recorded. It's just I know you like your live participation, and obviously on a Saturday, it's all about the participation. So that's
I mean, if you two can sort it out between yourselves, I mean, I'm pretty sure all audiences from your channel and Mike's channel would be able to watch either, then, wouldn't they? Which would be great. I was going to.
I mean, that they'll end up watching both eventually anyway. Afternoon, fine. So if I am around, I mean, I work 3 Saturdays out of 4. So obviously, if I'm working, I'll try and sort of pop in on my mobile and say hello. But I really can't guarantee it. Especially lately, we're doing sort of 14, 15-hour days. It's long days. Although there's always rumors going around at work about one thing or another, and a lot of the rumors, they start life off as, wouldn't it be nice if, and the next thing you know, oh, so-and-so's happening. But
doing it,
the latest rumor is that we are getting an agency in to help us out. So we might get another 10 or 16 drivers in. The last agency we had wasn't exactly a success. But I think when your company is really bad, you'll get the agency come in and go, oh my God, this is a mess. We're off somewhere else.
Yeah.
So it's how long we can keep them for. But my old friend might be coming down and joining us because I came to as you probably know, I came to Newport as an agency driver, and I did 3.5 months here 2 years ago. Started in September, and went up to Newcastle. Job went, Dave. No, we're not driving for 15 hours. We can only drive for 10 hours a day. But we pretty much what they might do is they might give you like a 6-hour bit of work. Which has got 5.5 hours driving, and it might have like 5 or 10 minutes layover here and there, and then you'll get exactly 30-minute break, and then you're out again, and then you might get 10-minute break, and it's just you're out, and it's tough because it's if you're doing sort of 10 to 12, 13 hours a day, and then you do the occasional 15, 16. That's okay, you can live with that. But when you're doing it every single day, it just really creeps up on you.
Certainly
but yes, I was here as agency, and then I had a bit of a job went a lot. Hey, Yasmin, how are you? Yeah, the job went a
How's
little bit
Yasmin?
about Newcastle, and there was a little bit of backstabbing going on. And I got out before I was pushed out, and obviously I needed work and I needed somewhere to stay. So I rang the landlord of the place where we were staying while we were bus drivers, and I said, "Oh, I know you've got about 8 rooms just recently become vacant. Have you still got any left?" I said, "Can I take one provided I get a job?" And he went, "Yeah, no problems." And Newport had offered me a job before I left. Really nice. I still remember that. She emailed me saying, "We know you'll say no, but we'd like to offer you a job."
Ah,
Oh, hang on one sec. Bear with me a sec.
okay.
Just got someone back. And
Just a free on there.
What I was going to do, and I had a word with Penny earlier about this, and that is, I'm thinking about doing a Sunday night, free and easy, on a Sunday night. Any topic, anything goes, as long as it's nice and clean. You know, if we want to discuss the bus or you know, Terminator or life in general, anything in general. And I was going to offer a Sunday night at about 8 o'clock. So, and welcome anybody that wanted to join. Just you know, even if it's for an hour, it's it just whiles the night away rather than looking at something that's on the television. So, Adrian, if you want to pop along, Chris, if you want to pop along.
Yeah.
And anybody on the stream here, if they want to pop along to my channel, 8 o'clock on a Sunday night, and then we'll have a bit of a get together and a bit of a free for all, and a bit of a conversation about anything really. Anything goes, and you know, if you want me to show you anything that I've got or doing, and likewise, if anybody's doing anything and they want to show anything, so long as it's nice and clean. That's all that I ask. That's what
is there anything clean on these channels?
we're not looking inside mugs and things like that.
I will send my apologies in advance for tomorrow because I'm working. Although we very rarely get any work on a Sunday.
Yeah.
So I might be able to just sort of say hello in the chats. If I can, I certainly will.
All right, thank you.
Can't rely on it on I'm late there tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
Okay,
yeah,
all being well, the internet problems won't be so bad tomorrow night because obviously we won't have this lockdown here.
Yeah.
At this wedding venue because it's only on a Saturday, so it is a big pain in the
Saturday. It just feels like Sunday to me today.
Yeah, it feels like Sunday to me too. But I noticed 1 or 2 in the chat saying they'd like to pop along. Well, that's all right. I'll put a link in the YouTube, but I'll also put a link in the chat as well.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to join in, like we're having this discussion here tonight, and then we'll just keep it free and easy with everything. Whatever you want to come and chat about.
You make a comment, so everybody subscribe to Dave's channel, and then when he's ready to go live, you'll get a little notification saying live in 30
minutes. Turn the bell icon on.
Yeah,
the little
bell icon.
Yeah, the little bell.
Ring the ding 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 on.
Because I don't want to be sat here by myself, you know, just yattering away. I mean, I can yatter away for a few hours, but it'd be a bit boring.
Yeah. Might get some innuendos, Dave. That's the only thing you got to warn you with.
Innuendos, yeah. Oh, yeah. And I have got a few moderators now, and obviously there's, you know, I can't have any bad words in the chat because they'll get held over now. So
you're most definitely a fan.
Well, they'll get a timeout, won't they, sort of thing?
Yeah, they'll get timeout and what have you. So and
put me as a mod.
I'm pretty sure I've got you as a mod, I think.
I know you're looking quite Welsh, Chris? Are Wales playing in the World Cup today?
No, they're playing tomorrow. I just got his top on.
I'm really happy with the USA result against England. We got 7 points.
Yeah.
So no, well, let's be realistic. Wales, USA are not a good rugby side. They've done well just to get to the World Cup.
Yeah.
So I think they were 38-0 down or something, then got a player sent off, and then they picked up 7 points. I ain't got a clue how I don't understand rugby, I'll be honest with you. I come from a very non-rugby. But everybody loves rugby in Wales, don't they? They're absolutely passionate about it.
Then you got a goal which is free.
Yeah. That's why I bought a Welsh top, a rugby top, because I thought, well, if I'm going to be in Wales, I need to act a bit more Welsh. So, and then I got in trouble because I can't Blues top. So is that a Welsh away rugby top?
So, you know my 18th birthday?
Yeah.
I've had this since then. So when the Wales wore the yellow ones, going back 10 years ago.
I'm just going to put Dave Milne's comment on because I don't like to actually verbally swear on my channel.
I don't get what.
Nice one, Dave.
Chris and
No, you can't
you
say
can't
that.
say that, Dave.
Yeah, after stream, you can tell me what that means because I don't get it.
That's my sort of humour, that is.
Yeah.
I had a good joke the other day, nothing to do with swearing and that, but saying after practicing loads and loads, I can finally pronounce the name of that Welsh train station. You ready?
Yeah.
Cardiff.
We weren't expecting that, was we?
What? Yeah.
I seem to be a bit low on the ground with good jokes at the moment. They just don't. I'm on a couple of groups on Facebook. Most of the jokes cannot repeat them outside of the group.
Yeah.
But you tend to get sort of the ones you've heard pop up every now and again.
Yeah.
But there's been some good Thomas Cook ones come up.
I bet there are.
There's a good one actually of a Thomas Cook aeroplane, and those 3 guys from Can't Pay Will Take It Away standing in front of it, and they said, "Can't pay, we'll take it away."
Yeah, I saw that.
20. I've been doing a bit of Harley. We've stopped because I'm assuming you didn't catch the beginning of the stream, but what's happened? We've built bits of it, but they're telling us to fix bits that aren't coming for like another 6 issues. And it's like the next stage is to put the engine into the frame and then put the frame together. But you've got a piece to put in there and a piece to put in there, but you're going to have to come from the inside to put the screw in. So I'm figuring if you put the engine in and then we wait like seven issues to get the next part, you're then not going to get it because the engine's in the way. So what I'm going to do is I've got 2 packs to do, and that takes us to issue 59. And then the parts are going to come in pack 60. So what I'll do is I will wait until the next pack comes, and then I can just nick the parts out. And if I don't get 3 packs done, at least then I've got the parts to do.
Yeah.
So, and I'll try and get this hard. I think with my work schedule, I think a monthly or fortnightly stream will be the way to go. So you're talking about a Sunday night stream, Dave.
Yeah.
Weldon Mike is talking about Saturday afternoon. So I might actually do every other Sunday afternoon.
Yeah.
And I'll aim to get more than 1 pack done until I get a catch up.
We can always work together on that. I mean, I'm not sure that I could do every Sunday, but you know, once a fortnight.
I can't do every Sunday because I do Sunday off, then Sunday late spare, start at 3, and then I have the next Sunday off, and then the following early spare on Sunday, and
Yeah,
that's my 4 rotation.
yeah,
So if I do, there might even get to a point where we've got nothing to do,
yeah,
because like the Harley, it comes out every calendar monthly.
yeah,
So obviously it can be more than 4 weeks. But the Millennium obviously a little bit more complicated than the Harley.
yeah,
So I may not get 4 issues done. But if I got, say, 3 issues done, then the following fortnight when I do the Harley, I could do the Harley and then finish off the Millennium.
yeah,
And I that's going to be the easiest way to do it.
yeah. I think so.
It's not the prettiest way to do it, but I think it'll be the easiest way. And
Yeah.
then you guys will hopefully get a whole weekend of craft and hobbies.
Nice.
So
That'd be great.
if I sort of do Sunday afternoon, aiming to finish a little bit before Dave starts, then everyone can then see Dave.
Well, if you know, we can work together on that, can't we? It's not a big problem. I mean, if it's if it's something that you think might run over or whatever.
No.
Right.
To be honest with you, I would probably want that to go to about 2 to 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
Then I think any more than that is a little bit too much with everything else I'm trying to do. Weekends, Sundays as well, they tend to be, I like to just kick my shoes off and just chill out. I've got the printer running, catching up on stuff, and I'm hopefully now going to be doing some prints for Fleetwood J because Horlicks obviously is a little bit busy at the moment.
Yeah.
And I think I know how to get that 3rd printer running. So if I can get that 3rd printer running, I might be able to help someone else out with some prints.
Yeah.
This morning I was up at about 5 o'clock this morning with my lovely, well, it's not Claire anymore, but I had a lovely Claire floor, and I just laid all these parts out all over the floor, and I was on the computer, I was figuring out what parts they were, and I was putting them in bags, and I got my label maker, and I was putting all the numbers on, and I got all of them sorted out. I knew which ones I needed to reprint, and it was absolute heaven. I had the space, and I did so much in so little time because I had the space to do it.
Yeah.
And now I'm just printing some boxes. What I'm actually doing is I really like these boxes that I made for the screws. Not those ones because they're the wrong ones. There we go. These ones that I've got for screw. I don't know if you can see the label.
Oh yeah.
So these 12mm countersunk M3.
Yeah, just about
Nice, yeah.
So I'm just printing some more off, and I can put them all in there, and then I'm going to have a double-sized box for each side screw.
Yeah.
There's one box where I've so these ones need replacing because I'm actually I don't know if the dimensions or the printer's out, but some of these boxes I've started printing, I can't shut the lid. So I think what I'm going to do is actually take the lid off and just have them as an open tray.
Yeah.
But I'm going to have individual boxes with the lids on. Yeah. And then I'll get this filled up full of screws.
A bit like pillboxes then.
Yeah, but obviously I can get more. See, whereas the pill boxes, we're filling them up. These ones, the object of the game is emptying them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But I'm just getting so many different things now. I've got this one I'm now calling it small bolts and fixings. So you got like your nuts and M2.5s because I don't have too many 2.5s, and
yeah,
I want to get another one going now for the LEDs because they're all scattered in mixed boxes and things, and so I just want to organize those so they'll go in a tray. So I finally got a chance to just sit there and print some boxes out, because these take absolutely ages. I think it's a 10-hour print for 4 boxes.
Yeah.
I just, once I get 2 printers, see what I'll do is I'll that should finish first thing in the morning. So what I'll do is I'll get some small prints done in the morning, and then just before I go to work, I'll get both printers running and doing some more boxes.
Yeah.
And then they should be when I come home from work. And then I'll probably do an overnight. It's just a case of managing the time, really.
Yeah.
You know, you don't put a 1-hour print on just before you go to bed. You know, try and get like an 8-hour print going. And when I'm home, then I can do lots of tiny prints.
Yeah. Yeah, ideal, isn't it?
Yeah. It just means I got this printer running in the background. I'm just going to turn my heater off because it is actually starting to get warm.
Well, that's a problem we've got, is that getting the heat right in the house, because we have problems with the central heating, and it's a coke-filled boiler that we have to physically stoke up.
Yeah.
And it's not been right since we were flooded. We was flooded in 2013 in a tidal surge, and we only got 4 inches in the house, but it was enough to wreck everything.
Right.
We had a new fire. We have one of these Charnwoods multi-fuel burners, and it's never been right since that day. So
I've got to admit, I love my halogen heater. It cost me 20-30 quid. It was about 30. It's a 3-bar. It's I'm pretty sure it's 600 watts. If you have, each bar is 200 watts.
Yeah, no, yeah.
Each bar is 500 watts.
Oh yeah.
So even with the 3 bars on, it's still cheap to run than those oil-filled things.
Yeah.
But it's instant heat.
Yeah.
And the landlord's actually behind that middle shelf. He's put a radiator in.
Yeah.
And I said, I don't really need it. And hey Dee, how are you? Dee is an absolute goddess with 3D printing. But she's built her own 3D printer. She's absolutely brilliant.
Wow.
She's the young lady that suggested I get dog toenail clippers. And it's absolutely brilliant for cutting filament.
Yeah.
Amazing. I will still keep my other clippers, but who'd have thought it? Dog toenail clippers for 3D print filaments.
Yeah, because you put the filament through, don't you, and then snip it off. Yeah. Like the like bed trimmers, aren't they?
Well, yeah. It's just got a really good grip on it.
Yeah.
It's just you get such a good cut. But yeah, no, these heat. I mean, I got some cheap halogen heaters ages ago, and I found the bulbs only lasted about 6 months.
Yeah.
And these ones, I'm sure I spent about £30 each, and they're remote control and everything.
Yeah.
And I bought loads of spare bulbs for them, and the bulbs are like £2 each, and I've never blown a bulb. I've had these 2 years, and they've never blown a bulb.
Well, you can't complain with that, can you? Really?
Ain't at all. But
no.
I'd say they've got the radiator on, but because it's instant heat, it's so much better. And I've got one by the bed, so if I get up, if it's a cold morning, the alarm goes off, I can just sort of reach out, put the alarm on snooze, I'll hit the heater, and when the alarm goes off again, then the room is quite warm.
Yeah.
And I absolutely love them, and they're not. I mean, I don't pay my electric bill here; it's all included in my rent. But it's not too expensive on the electric. So, but I very rarely have more than 1 bar on, so I'm only ever running that about 500 watts. So it is cheap.
What sort of wattage do the 3D printers take?
I actually don't know. But they do get quite warm because you know, you imagine you got a 10-hour print with a 50-degree heat bed.
Yeah.
It does give space. You've got 2 little heaters on the go.
Yeah, you have, yeah.
But it's surprising it must be cold because, I mean, I had 2 printers on the go this morning and I still needed that heater on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
they're not.
It is
But
cold.
Yeah. But summertime is absolutely unbearable. But I am on the top floor of the house. So there's not really much blow through here. So the heat does just stays here.
Yeah.
So it's nice in the winter because it is quite warm, but it's awful in the summertime.
Yeah.
It's really, really hot. So, but I've got my little aircon units now, and they're really effective. But it is quite surprising what you can get for not too much money.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely.
So long as I don't blow the house up with them when I'm changing the plugs. I can't believe I put 240 volts to a 6-volt air conditioner.
Oh dear.
There's the original plug. So I was trying to cut that off at a UK, but it's got that attached to it.
Right.
You see, I cut it off there and then took that away and put a UK plug on, plugged it in. Well, of course, that converts 240 volts down to, it might not even convert 240 volts. No, it should be 240 volts. But yeah, that converts it down to 6 volts.
6 volts,
So,
yeah. Oh, God.
What I'm actually going to do is I'm going to make a little box, 3D print a little box. I'll desolder those wires.
Yeah.
And then what I'll do is I'll get I'll solder that to the end of the wire, and then I'll solder a 3-pin plug to that.
Yeah.
But I'll clamp it, so you'll have a plug, and then you'll have a little box under, and then it'll go to the AC unit.
Yeah.
And then hope it won't. I won't burn the house down. So, but I can't believe I did that. I'm just glad it was only a £20 unit. Because if it's, imagine going out and spending like 150 quid and doing it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, exactly.
But I was a bit worried about doing it to the 3D printer. And someone said, no, you've got your little power selector switch on the power supply. And then someone else said, just all the power supply is a standard kettle lead.
Yeah.
And the newsagents up there, they've got like a little convenience store, and they've got kettle leads for like 5 quid,
Yeah.
which is cheaper than Screwfix. So I bought this kettle lead, and I just plugged it in. I thought, right, let's go for it. So I put this kettle lead in, absolutely fine, worked no problems. And then I had a good look at this kettle lead, and it is definitely just 3-pin plug and a wire. So I cut the cable off. I cut the plug off one of the Chinese ones. I put a UK plug in, plugged it in. I thought, let's go for it. And yeah, absolutely fine.
Yeah.
So yeah, always look at the plug before you cut them off.
Yeah, absolutely.
So Dee Bowen is, I understand some of this. She uses 2 Prusa i3 Mark 2.5S. And I don't know the MMU2 print. Up to 5, is that coolers? And I use 2 Anycube Cossel Delta printers. I made a brilliant discovery today. You're probably going to laugh, Dee, because this is probably really basic. But problem. This is a wheel and this is a tire. Now, this has been printed off on flexible filament, and all you do is you pop that on there and push it in, and then you've got yourself a wheel. This is for a tractor we're doing. Basic stuff. Now, supposing you cannot print flexible filament, or because flexible filament is so expensive compared to PLA, you don't want to, or you can't. So obviously, if you can get the file and you can place them, obviously with a slicer, what you can do is you can place files on top of each other. so that they merge.
Yeah.
Well, obviously, these are pretty precise, so you need it within like 0.1 millimeter or whatever. So I found a little feature. I am going to be releasing a video on it, so I won't go into too much. But what I did is I have printed off a wheel in solid PLA, tire and wheel, and it's to do with arranging the tire, and then you've got another option about, and it does something like you ignore the file or something, then you bring in the wheel and then you arrange it, and then you then undo what you did with the tire, which then makes it a solid object. Then you group the two together, and I didn't realize you could group files together until after I made this video, because I'm looking at it and I'm going, well, you can only do one at a time. And then I found out you could group the objects and then multiply them, and it groups them as one file. So I've managed to do a tire. I might even do this for my I probably will do this for my trailers. I don't think it's absolutely imperative that I have rubber wheels for the tires, but I've still got to print the back tires off for the tractor, and I'm a little bit scared. I think that might have contributed towards me breaking my printer, but I think the main culprit is the bent the bent hotbed. So I'm going to be brave enough to take one of the hotbeds off the working printer and put it onto the broken one, and I think that'll fix the problem. If it does, I've been buying so many parts. If you use MMU2, you can print flexible filament and normal. Is that a dual extruder one? You can print. I've got a new extruder, which will handle flexible filament. But I was just kind of looking what we're part of our aim is. A lot of people go, oh, I like what you do with a 3D printer, Penny, but it's expensive. And I'm trying to sort of prove it doesn't need to be expensive. Obviously, your setup, D, is a lot of money, but you need that setup for what you do. But for the hobby level, you can produce some good work on a very cheap printer. But obviously, when you start saying you need this filament, you need to do this, you need to do that, the costs start to go up, and not everybody has the money to spend on loads of different stuff. So we're trying to sort of keep it, here's an option. And what was I said about something else we were going to do 3 ways because the cost? I can't remember what it was. But I know like the electronics we're using are all from Banggood. You can get better quality electronics, but then you're going to pay 5-6 times more for it. So it's all trying to keep to a budget just to prove that. And if I can get 1 or 2 people going, well, actually, that's not too expensive. Yeah, I'll go out and buy a 3D printer. Then I think I've done some good then. I hope I've done some good. So you're very quiet, Adrian.
Oh, I'm busy doing some things in the background.
You're always doing stuff in the background, aren't you?
It's like naughty for, is it, Adrian?
No, I'm just doing other things here and there.
No one teasing you as well.
The only thing is I'm going to miss the 9th of October show.
Right. Well, I'm actually that would be a good opportunity for me to do a bit of a catch up with the Millennium Falcon, I think.
Yeah.
No, the 9th of October is one of your shows.
Oh, it's one of my shows. Oh, in that case, I won't be doing Millennium Falcon because I wouldn't want to get told off for going off topic, would I?
Yeah.
No, I'm going to be honest with you. I heard a squeak. I thought someone walked in my room. It turns out to be my chair squeaked.
Yeah.
So I will be honest with you. Normally, I've just been telling people. Some of my friends have been getting like negativity off people, and I've been saying, basically don't feed the trolls. And they're the one with the problem if they need to slag your channel off.
Yeah.
We had an incident where basically what had happened, we had some of the content in the Facebook group was going not totally off topic, but it was a little bit straying from the subject material.
Yeah.
So we do work hard all the time, don't we, Dave? All of the admins.
Yeah, we do.
We discussed, and and we jumped in, and I had a little bit of free time because I'm on holiday, allegedly. And we said, right, okay, we don't want to make a rule, but bearing in mind that not everybody wants, if I posted a picture of, here's my screwdriver, that's not really positive content, and it's not strict. But there are ways of doing things. So if, for example, I said, oh, I just bought this new screwdriver, I got it from Amazon, here's the link, it might help you build your route, for example.
Yeah.
And we thought we had that sorted out. And then on Wednesday, as I always do, I did an issue 1 of another magazine. And every time I get an issue 1, I will always do that issue 1. Whether I intend to collect it or not, because I think it gives me a chance to see what the magazine is like, see what we can expect from Partworks. And there may be some people out there going, oh, I'm not too sure about that Partwork. And then after seeing me build it, they may then be able to make a decision on it.
Yeah.
And this young man, he was quite objectional to that. So he left the Facebook group. Now, my channel is a craft and hobby channel.
Yeah,
so long as I'm doing craft and hobbies, I'm not off topic.
Yeah.
I don't think. But it's my channel. I can do what the hell I want.
Exactly.
Well,
I was about to say to you as well, then.
Well, in theory, to keep the continuity going, you was physically at work, and so Fleetwood J jumped in, and he said he would run the channel if you did the build, and your parts hadn't come through, so you said, well, we'll do the Beatnik girl, because that's all you had, and then you went on to the Spitfire, the first new issue, to just show everybody what it is.
I was really, I mean, I came home confused from the newsagents because I was expecting issue 84.
Yeah.
And they told me that issue 83 had only just come in. So as far as they're aware, 83 was the latest issue.
Yeah.
And I thought, my first thought is, well, what content am I? You can't do 2 hours on one figure. So when I saw the Spitfire there, I thought, oh, lovely, great. At least now we've got, and then obviously if we've got no content, all we can do is turn it into a chat show.
Just ad lib.
Yeah, which is fine, but to do it every single week is quite difficult.
Yeah.
I want to do it all the time. But it was, I'd got quite confused over what issue we're supposed to be having. Hopefully I'll get 2 issues next week.
Yeah.
I'm not feeling we won't. But the bottom line is my channel is, I mean, I'd even said in our little private chat, the train of thought I was having was, right, well, if you want things to be on topic, my channel name is Paint with Penny.
Yeah.
Well, there's no painting involved with the Route Master. So what's next? Rid of the Route Master? Obviously, I'm never going to.
Yeah.
It's like, it did actually get me quite up. It shouldn't have done, but it did kind of get me upset. And really, I should have just taken the attitude. And I say more things. I don't always follow my own advice. And I always say to people, if you don't like what someone does, there's the unsub button down there somewhere.
There's a door. No,
Just
That's right.
yeah. And that's what I say to other people. If someone doesn't like your channel, then all they have to do is just unsub. And I don't have a problem with unsubbing
It's
for my
about down there.
Yeah, it's depending on where your camera's pointing. It's somewhere in that general direction. Yeah. I really genuinely don't have a problem with people unsubbing. If my channel is no longer giving you the content that you want, then that's fine. I will listen to people and allow them to influence my channel, but I won't have people dictate what my channel is about.
Yeah, exactly. I was second that.
Yeah. I mean, people have said about cooking, and I can do cooking, and I'd like to do cooking, and I can make it relevant to crafts and hobbies. But the problem I've got at the moment is giving regular content. So that's why that's not gone ahead. And I'm actually trying to bring it down a bit. I think I have taken a bit too much on. With two, possibly 3 new part works coming out, I'm going to have problems, aren't I? Well,
Dave Milne says he's got to go to work tomorrow, so he'll try and catch us tomorrow. So, good night, Dave.
Yeah, good night, Dave.
And then you've got Gordon.
You hit it on the head there. Instead of being negative, why can't people just enjoy and respect the fact that you guys give up your time to entertain us? I mean, I admit I'm cheating a little bit. Live streaming is a lot easier than, I mean, it takes me 2 to 3 hours to produce a 20-minute video with all the editing. Whereas live, I just go for it. But as you can see tonight's videos, if you go live, you get all the mistakes with it.
Yeah.
So
well, that's part of being live, I suppose, isn't it? I mean, we're not all perfect, are we?
No. But again, also when you go live, you get to pick up on people's issues that are important to them at that time.
Yes.
So if someone's, if someone now popped on and said, "Oh, I'm having trouble with this part of my build," well, you've now got 4 people online at this precise moment that can probably help, because we all do the build.
Of course you have, of course you have.
Between Dave Say and Adrian Langley, the problem would get solved.
Yeah, we'd sort something out, won't we? Yeah, it's not a problem.
Right. I would like to think about winding this one up, because we are coming up for 2 hours, which I didn't plan for this long, but you know what I'm like.
Yeah.
I talk for England. Or should I now rephrase that, Chris? That I can talk for Wales.
Yeah, people say that a lot, yeah.
Yeah.
We all got different words down here. People,
I've got to start thinking like a Welsh person now.
You got Betty down here. People say, "All right, Betty, mush, whatever you can say."
I use the word tidy a lot now. That's tidy. But what's the other one? I haven't quite got to the stage where I say now in a minute. That still blows my mind. People go now in a minute. I'm like, what? So when will you do it then? Now or in a minute?
Yeah, I know what it is.
Yeah, it's strange. But then everywhere you go, you get different. When I first moved to Sheffield, I couldn't get used to everybody calls everybody love and duck.
Yeah.
But a man will call another man love.
Yes.
And that kind of blew my mind a bit. I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Some guy you never met in the street, you'll call him love. It should, but that's how it is. And being called
the potatoes love,
yeah.
Carried down here.
Pardon?
People say, "All right, my carried down here."
Yeah.
I carry it.
Yeah, that's a Welsh word.
Yeah.
Right. There's a woman. Well, there's quite a few actually, but there's a woman in particular where the sandwich shop I go to. She calls everyone Dar. All right,
yeah.
Dar. And I assume that's a shortened version of darling.
Yeah.
I don't know, or maybe it's a Welsh word. I don't know, but
Yeah,
she goes,
yeah.
there you go, Dar.
You did before, don't you? Yeah.
Yeah.
And the other one I like is when someone needs a cutch.
Yeah, that's what it says.
Yeah, give us a cutch. It's a cuddle.
Yeah, that's the one. Yeah.
Yeah.
I know everything, right?
It's spelt with a W, CWTCH.
Yeah.
Cutch.
Coach.
Yeah.
There's be cafe called that on you as well.
Yes, there's one in Newport, Cafe Cutch.
Yeah.
Or the Cutch Cafe. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cuddle Cafe.
It's also Cutch Cafe. So we've also got a cafe that's got cats in it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
Just
there's one in Hull, yeah, that's got cats in it.
Yeah, it just seems strange to me.
Yeah.
But mixing food and cats.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah.
Yeah, you can go for coffee and cake and cats.
Yeah, and apparently you're not allowed to touch the cats. So what's the point in having cats at the cafe?
Yeah.
So, right, guys. So I'm going to disappear. Thank you very much for helping me out.
Okay, you're welcome.
It's always a pleasure, friend. And you're on mine tomorrow, Tuesday night, you know?
I will be on Tuesday, yes, because I am off Tuesday, and I'm looking forward because I have seen, because you struggled last week, didn't you?
Yeah, with
was it?
So hopefully this week.
Yeah,
last
remember,
you had a seat coming, or you had a seat?
Yeah. Now we're on to the engine now.
Yeah, I can't wait. I can't.
Next
Next week's to be absolutely brilliant because
I'll put it this week now before Tuesday now. So.
we've got see what we got next week between us. We've got sides of the bus coming in, possibly another few after that one as well.
Yeah.
We've got engine on the Jaguar.
Yeah.
We've got Mike's bringing back his bus.
Yeah.
Adrian, are you streaming Friday?
No, this Friday I got lunch, and next two Fridays, I won't be in the country.
Right. So this Friday, shall I do? Let me check what I'm working. Friday, I know I'm working.
Adrian's running away again, you, Adrian.
Hang on. Lost my calendar.
I thought he's got the clock then.
Friday, I am 6 o'clock spare. Right. So shall I do 1 pack of Millennium Falcon in lieu of Adrian's, or unless someone else wants to do something? So we've got something on Friday, and we've got the tractor on Saturday night. We've got World of Mike. There's a lot happening next week. It's going to be brilliant.
Yeah, it's
and
going to be great.
I'll get somebody out. We've got you on. So you're streaming tomorrow, Dave?
I'm going tomorrow, tomorrow night.
So,
gold. All like that, Dave.
Pardon?
There's
all like that.
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's great. So, but obviously the one I'm really looking forward to is starting the tractor. It's only going to be a small build on Saturday. It's just the first 3 bits, but we're finally starting it.
Yeah, that's brilliant.
It's hard because I'm telling you guys to buy this bit and print these bits off ready for next week. Obviously, because I'm trying to set the shows up, I need everything done before the actual. I mean, I still haven't finished everything, but have you just seen that notification come up, Dave?
No, I haven't seen anything.
Okay, it just made me stop in my tracks. Yeah, sorry. So obviously I need to have everything printed. I don't know if you can see. Oh, I've got toilet roll. Sorry. Right. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 7 boxes there of parts, and that's all the parts ready for the tractor. Plus this that doesn't fit in the box. We've got the battery charger, we've got the receiver, and there's a few little parts that I haven't finished yet. So that's all lined up, ready to go, and I can't wait.
Excellent.
So, but
Just seen
because
that-
I'm
Just seen that notification, and it's a completely different person.
okay, fair enough then.
Yeah.
Right, that's fine. I mean, obviously, it's not an uncommon name, is it?
No.
Anyway, sorry, we're talking code there. I do apologize,
Yeah,
guys.
yeah.
Right. So, okay. So I will let people. Do you know what? I'm going to let them fight tonight. So I will let you all close the show, and I'll let you just fight between the order that you do, rather than me saying it.
Right.
Just go for it.
Good night, everybody. Goodbye. See you tomorrow night. See you next time on Penny's Bit with Penny. Goodbye.
Who's
Yeah,
next?
I'll go next then. Good night all, and we'll see you next time on Penny Show, and you'll see me live Tuesday, 8 p.m. If you want to sub to my channel, just follow the comments in below, then more than welcome, more designing in the area.
And I
Good
believe
night,
that leaves
all.
Adrian.
Yes, good night, all. And I'll probably see you next another show. I don't know when.
Lovely. Thanks everyone for watching. The show wouldn't be half as good as it is now without you guys, and the other half to my 3 guests tonight, and obviously Fleetwood J as well. So take care, guys. I'll see you again. Bye bye.
Good night.
Right, bye-bye. Oh, she's done it again.
She's done it
Press the
again.
wrong button. Yes.
I can't
She's done it again. Press the wrong button.
I pressed the wrong button again. Right, take care, guys. Bye bye.
Bye-bye, all.